Hello everyone, welcome to Intrinsic Archives. My name is Verlaine, but you can call me V. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. In this channel, we do beauty discussions and lots of commentary, so if you like what you've seen, you want to see more, go ahead and like and comment down below. If you're feeling the vibe, go ahead and subscribe. Show your girl some love and hit that subscribe button down below. And don't forget to follow me on my social media, CoffeebeanVee. So as a young person, there's typically a lot of challenges and a lot of obstacles to overcome just to be a functioning adult. And there's a lot of things I feel like are very much overrated. There's a lot of challenges or difficulties that we low-key put on ourselves. And I just kind of want to have a sit-down conversation on what those challenges are, why I feel like being 20 is so difficult, especially in this type of generation. So if you're interested, keep on watching. So the first thing I kind of want to point out in regards to adulting is the fact that you as an 18-year-old have to basically figure out what you want to do right then and there. When you're in high school, you think you kind of have it figured out, you think you know yourself well, and then you pick your profession and then you enter into college. So ideally, in a perfect scenario, it would be graduating high school, picking a career, college, getting into your career, and then marriage, so on and so forth. But a lot of the times it's not clean cut, it's not perfect, and there's a lot of roadblocks and different type of pressures that young people face, which make adulting so much more difficult. Going back to my first point, they truly expect individuals, young people at the age of 17, 18 to basically pick a career that can pretty much dictate their entire life in college. I'm not saying that that choice won't change a lot of things, but for me, it's just like, how can you expect someone who I consider a baby, like now that I know I'm young, I'm 22 years old, I'm not even that old, but once I'm looking at an 18-year-old, 17-year-old, I'm looking at you like, baby, you're a child, like you're a whole child. And yet we put this pressure on these teenagers to basically figure out what they want to do, know themselves well enough to pick a profession, to pick a career, to pick a major, and then to enter college and to stick with that profession until, you know, the 2 years or 4 years they have to complete it. Let's normalize not knowing what the hell you're doing before you get into college. College is not for everybody, and there's a lot of the times there were students who would pick majors that they didn't even like or think they liked. There are a lot of individuals who didn't know what they're doing, and back then I used to be like, oh my God, like you don't know what you want to be when you grow up. But now that I'm an adult and we're collaborating as young people in this generation, I'm just like, yeah, I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. Like, yes, I might pick my career and whatnot, but you don't truly know yourself at 18, 17, 18. That's honestly the baby steps of learning yourself. So first you're dealing with that. Then you're dealing with the social pressures of, finding a career, finding a major, sticking with it, and then going out through college. Not realizing that in college, I feel like it's those tender years, those 2 to 4 years, you will learn the most about yourself in regards to what you like, what you don't like, what you're willing to tolerate, what you're not willing to tolerate. And this will also be the moment where you're gonna figure out whether or not you even like the major that you chose. So already we're dealing with that. Another, pressure or another issue when it comes to adulting, especially in our generation, is that there's a lot of preconceived notions that we don't take into account. For example, if you live in a more immigrant household, if you come from immigrant parents, or if you're first generation, a lot of the times your upbringing will definitely play a factor into this decision making on what your career is going to be or how you're going to shape your life and the pressures that you're put with. A lot of the time, our parents come from different countries. They sacrifice everything that they know and love and care about to come into this country to make something better of themselves and to give us, the first generations, a future. So to them, it's just like, okay, well, I just dropped everything I could to make sure your life is better than my life was. So therefore, I expect you to do better. But half the time, especially in these households, they want you to be a doctor. They want you to be a lawyer. They want you to be an engineer. They want you to be a nurse. And that's it. That is the box that they expect you to be. And unfortunately, they don't understand that college may not necessarily mean 6 figures. College is not for everybody. You don't necessarily have to go to school to reach a certain amount of income or to hit that tax bracket. You don't have to take these certain meticulous steps to be successful in life. And so I feel like, you know, our parents' preconceived notion of what they want us to be plays a heavy factor in those social pressures. They, you know, have already thought of a whole life for us. And technically, we're kind of like actors in their fairy tale. Sometimes that's really what it is. There's a lot of people, especially I know in my culture and in my generation and in my community, they don't even have a say in what career they're choosing. It's whatever their parents have dictated to be correct, which is, again, the doctors, the lawyers, the engineers, and the nurses. There's a reason why there's so many Asian girls that are nurses, and I love them! And it's sad, but it's true. So I feel like that's one of the biggest reasons why it's so difficult being in your 20s and trying to navigate the thing we call life and adulting. I feel like another factor that plays heavily into the difficulty of being an adult or those growing pains is social media. Typically when we're on social media, a lot of the times we tend to forget that they are going to only post what they want you to see. They're gonna show you guys the success story. They're not gonna show you the challenges. They're not gonna show you the ups and the downs and the falls and the sleepless nights and the tears and the penny pinching they had to endure and gore through just to achieve their goal. They're not gonna show you all that. They're just gonna show you the glitz and the glamour and the beauty of it. And then what makes it even more difficult is that you see all these viral kids. You see all these people that from a drop of a hat, they just become famous. They're billionaires at the age of 17. And I'm here to tell you guys, being a millionaire at that age is not normal. That is not the norm. Though it seems like it reoccurs all the time, especially on social media, with TikTok, with Instagram, with Twitter. I'm just here to tell you, those things are not normal. Those are the few out of the million that get to achieve that goal, that dream, that lifestyle. So for us regulars, we have to stop comparing ourselves to those individuals. What makes it even more difficult is that sometimes you compare yourself to your classmates. You compare yourself to people your own age. At the time, I'm looking on my social media, I'm like, wow, that's my classmate over there and she's traveling the world. Or wow, that's my classmate over there and he seems to have a house already. It's all these different things on social media like you're falling behind. But in reality, they're just going at their pace and you need to go to yours. There's a lot of factors that play into it. Like I said before, they don't show you everything on social media. They don't show you the bad times. They don't show you the tears. They don't show you the help that they got to get to where they needed to be or where they are today. So for a lot of us, we're sitting here comparing ourselves to social media and what we see on the apps, not realizing that there's so many different factors that play into that. I don't know if you noticed, everything's expensive. Biden, I don't know what you're doing out here, but these gas prices, they're just doing too much. I have come to realize, once I became an adult and I was spending my own money, I never realized how expensive things were. When my mama was talking about, do you have McDonald's money? I didn't understand when I was young. I thought I knew everything. And now that it's my penny, oh Jesus, it's my coin that's being spent. I'm like, dang. Things are just so expensive. Gas prices are rising. And we enter hustle culture. We enter another realm of social media or another realm of a lifestyle that is not necessarily normal. In my previous videos, I have already explained before, hustle culture is a culture that basically tells you that you have to grind, you have to, no sleep, no eating, work, money, just to achieve a goal. But with this particular lifestyle, it promotes unhealthy habits. For example, not getting enough sleep, not eating well, not having a social life, all these different things that, on the surface, it seemed like, oh, okay, you just work hard and you get to where you need to be. But when you dig deeper into hustle culture, it's just like, so you're telling me that I have to work nonstop, don't sleep, don't eat good, don't have a social life just to achieve this goal of the bag. Baby, that's not normal. That's not okay. It's not for everybody. And that's something I've noticed, especially with this younger generation. And when it comes to adulting, getting money quick, trying to, you know, come up in their story, that's what I've noticed. Hustle culture affects our generation the most because we have all these just desires and we're trying to get there so quickly, not realizing that, babes, you're only 20. I am one of those people where I felt like I had to have my career, have my house, have my money, everything all in set, perfectly in order by the age of 23. That was the deadline I gave myself when I first graduated high school. And now that I'm 22 and I don't have my shit together, don't get me wrong, I graduated, thank God, but for me, it's just like, girl, like you're only 22. We are trying to achieve so much in such a short span of time. We're trying to achieve everything that we should technically have in our 30s and condense all that in our early to mid 20s. And though it's possible, it's not necessarily healthy and it's not everyone's path. Just because someone is able to reach there doesn't mean that's your path for you. It doesn't mean you're gonna be able to achieve that due to the factors that you're playing in, your environment, your money. All these different factors and environmental issues can play into that. So that's just like one of the biggest issues I have with adulting in general and this younger generation. And it sucks because it's just like we're trying so hard to be better than our last. We're trying so hard to achieve so much at such a young age, which is great. I love how our generation is trying to do better, is trying to be better, is trying to achieve higher things. We're trying to reach for the stars, baby, but sometimes let us land on, you know, a nice fluffy cloud and be okay. Let's shoot for the moon and land on a twinkling star. You know what I mean? Like, it's beautiful, but at the same time, sometimes it's unrealistic. And we have to be able to look ourselves in the mirror and be like, you are doing good. You're doing okay. You don't have to have your shit together at the age of 22. You don't have to be married with a house and a car and your career is set and you already know what the hell you're doing at the age of 25. You don't have to achieve those things because there's plenty of people in their 30s, 40s, 50s who haven't even achieved half this stuff. So take your time, go at your own pace, please. Like, I think that's something that I had to remind myself constantly, especially in this year. I have achieved so much, but I had to constantly like shake myself and be like, girl, calm down. Like, calm down. Like, you are doing good for your age. You have a good head on your shoulders. You somewhat know what you want to do. And even if you don't, it's okay. But everyone's path is so different. My path may not be your path. I may achieve it much later than you may achieve it. I'm trying to look so far ahead all the time that now that I'm in the season of what I was praying for, what I was working hard for, I'm not even enjoying it because now I'm like, what's the next thing? What's the next goal? What's the next plan? It's just like, girl, chill, relax. Really enjoy yourself. Smell the roses. Really just capitalize on where you are right now because the season's gonna change eventually. So at least enjoy yourself here while you're at it, while you're working, while you're in school and whatnot. Still achieve those goals, but don't make yourself sick and miserable just trying to do it. All right, everyone, that is my video. I hope you guys truly enjoyed it. Please tell me what you believe down below. What was your struggles, your experiences in your 20s? If you're currently in your 20s, let me know, sis. Let me know that you understand me and what we are going through of being a functioning adult. I hope you guys truly enjoyed this video. Go ahead and like, subscribe, share with your family and friends, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye.